everybody. So today is Saturday. That means it's time for family movie night. And today we're finishing off my series of Hidden Gem Rom-Coms. And we're talking about a movie that, even in the world of Hallmark, went a little under the radar, I think, even for the Hallmark fans. It's called The Presence of Love, and this came out last year. And I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's very well acted, very well made. It's beautiful to watch. And I think that it could have been released in theaters. I think it's as strong as some of the theatrical rom-coms that I've seen. And it basically tells the story of this woman named Joss, who is played by Elise Mumford, who I love. She's so warm. She's got such screen presence. She's, I think, a really good actress, and hope someday to get her on Hallmark's podcast. I would love to talk with her, but she's great, and she plays this professor of like poetry, I believe, and she is trying to get tenure, trying to figure out her life. She's kind of blocked. She's struggling to write this book. I can't remember, but she's trying to get tenure. So her mother, before her mother passed away, her mother planned basically this trip for her to go to England, go to Wales, and to reconnect with her ancestors in England. And so she goes on this trip, and she's hoping that she can write and that it'll help her with this block. Well, she ends up at this basically like Airbnb. There's this guest house, but the man named Daniel, who is renting out the guest house, his mother is not a fan of this, doesn't like having visitors and doesn't like having strangers on their land and everything. And there's a lot going on in his world. He's getting some pressure to sell some of the farmland. His mother's very upset about that. And then he's also a single dad, and he's played by Julian Morris, and I loved him in this. I think that he and Eloise had wonderful chemistry together. You really bought them. They bonded pretty slowly over the course of this movie. It's not like an insta love kind of a thing, but they grow to need each other and rely on each other, and it feels very natural. And I love the fact that they deal with both. Eloise character, Josh, she deals with panic attacks. And I thought they handled that very, very realistically and with some nuance. And I think Eloise did a great job portraying the panic attack. And I've had panic attacks in my life, and I thought that was all very authentic and well done. And then also they have the little girl who's so cute and very well acted by the little girl, and she has dyslexia, and her and Joss kind of bond over particularly poetry and sharing poetry, and trying to help her to get to the spot where she can read this poem out loud to the town, and she's able to kind of help him to see the dyslexia and help him at her school, and just get the help that she needs, the little girl needs. All that I thought really worked and felt authentic, and I really bought their connection. And it's beautifully shot. It makes you want to go to Wales and visit England. And it's a movie that I think has a big heart in the end, that these people trying to make life work and understand each other, and they find love in the most surprising place where they're not expecting it, and I think that's very heartwarming and sweet. The only thing that I don't, I guess, like about this movie is the mother is a little over the top, that the way that she treats Joss, who's like completely innocent in all of this, but she's so nervous about her son getting his heart broken again, because the mother of his child kind of left him, abandoned them. And so she's very nervous and insecure about that. But I felt like her behavior wasn't very like reasonable, and was just a little too much for this kind of movie. But other than that, I really enjoyed this film. I really think the script's solid. I really think the acting is good. I think the chemistry is good. I think it's beautiful. And so if you haven't seen it, I think that you'll like it. It's one that I would feel like I could recommend to most anybody, even if you're not into the typical Hallmark films. I think this one is one that almost anybody could enjoy, that enjoys heartfelt stories well told, well acted. And so, yeah, let me know what you think of this one. I would love to hear your thoughts. And please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. We are at Hallmarkies Podcast. We are diving into Christmas season. Before you know it, we have our preview coming out next week. So definitely make sure you take a look at that and you're subscribed over at Hallmarkies Podcast. We have a ton of fun over there. And I will put a link down. We have a whole deeper dive into this movie that I did with my friend Elisa Lucas, where we talked about it from a perspective of friendship. So that's really fun. So take a look at that, and also check out the Patreon and merch store. I would really appreciate that. We got some new holiday merch coming up that I think you'll really enjoy. And thanks again. We'll talk to you later. Bye.